If your brother called you the reason his kids might grow up without a home, would you cave or would you hold the line? Because I held it. And I'm still not sure if that makes me the strongest person in my family or the coldest. Okay, so my brother's name is Derek. He's 34, I'm 31. We grew up close, shared a room until I was 9, covered for each other constantly, the whole thing. When our parents split up, Derek kind of became the unofficial man of the house in this way that I think wrecked him a little, honestly. He's always carried more than he should, always tried to look solid even when he wasn't. He married his wife, Priya, about 6 years ago. They have two kids, 4 and 7. Priya's wonderful, I want to say that up front. She is not the villain here. Nobody really is, and that's sort of the problem. Derek works in construction management. It pays okay, not great. Priya does part-time bookkeeping while the kids are in school. Together they make enough to live, but their credit is complicated. Derek had a rough patch about 5 years ago. A contractor job fell through, some debt got away from him, and his credit score took a hit he's still climbing out of. Priya's is fine, but not high enough on its own to qualify for the mortgage they need in the neighborhood they want. I'm a licensed occupational therapist. I've been careful with money my whole adult life, not because I make a ton, but because I never had a safety net and I knew it. My credit score is excellent. I have no debt. I own my car outright. And apparently that makes me the family solution. Derek asked me to co-sign his mortgage about 2 months ago. He called on a Sunday, which, fine, and he laid it out very logically at first. Just need my name on the application to get them over the threshold. The house is in a good school district. It's not a huge loan. He'd make every payment. I'd barely even feel it. And I said, Derek, I need to think about it. He said, of course, take your time. I did think about it. For 2 weeks, I thought about almost nothing else. I talked to my financial advisor, who was clear. Co-signing means if Derek misses a payment, for any reason, it hits my credit. If he defaults, I'm on the hook for the full loan. And I have my own goals. I want to buy a place in the next 2 years. Co-signing could disqualify me from my own mortgage or tank my rate. So I called Derek back and I told him no. I was as gentle as I knew how to be. I said, I love you, I love Priya, I love those kids, and I can't put my financial future on the line right now. It's not about trusting you, it's about the risk I can't take. He was quiet for a second and then he said, so what are we supposed to do? I told him I didn't know, but I couldn't be the answer. That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, our mom has called me 3 times. My aunt texted. Priya, sweet, never confrontational Priya, sent me a voice message that I've listened to 4 times. She didn't yell, she just said quietly, I just need you to know what it feels like on our end. We've been looking for 2 years. The kids are sharing a room in a 2-bedroom rental that's going up in rent again. I know this isn't fair to ask. I needed you to know. And that was worse than if she'd screamed at me. Derek called one more time. That's when he said it, that if his kids grow up feeling like they never had a real home, he'll know I was the one who could have changed that and didn't. He didn't say it mean. He said it like a man who's exhausted and out of options, which somehow made it land harder. Here's where I have to be honest about the part that doesn't make me look great. After Priya's voice message, I almost changed my mind. I genuinely sat there and thought, what kind of person am I if I don't do this? These are my nieces, this is my brother. But I didn't change my mind. And a week after that, I put in an application to get pre-approved for my own mortgage. I wanted to know where I stood, just to know. I got pre-approved, good rate, clean process, and I haven't told Derek. My mom found out, I don't even know how, honestly. I think I mentioned it to a cousin and it got back to her, and she called me and she said, so you can do it for yourself but not for your brother. And I said, Mom, that's exactly the point. I did it for myself because I protected myself. And she said, family doesn't protect themselves from each other. And I didn't have a clean answer for that. I still don't. Because here's the thing I keep circling back to, and yeah, I know how this sounds, I'm not wrong to protect my credit. I'm not wrong to have my own goals. Financial advisors exist for a reason. Co-signing a mortgage for someone with a damaged credit history is a documented risk. None of that is irrational. But I also know that Derek has covered for me in ways that didn't show up on any credit report. When I was 22 and completely broke, he let me live with him and Priya for 4 months. Didn't charge me rent. Didn't make me feel like a burden. Just let me get back on my feet. I haven't said that part out loud to anyone yet. I'm saying it now. A few weeks after my pre-approval, Derek told me they found a different option, a first-time homebuyer program they hadn't known about, longer timeline, smaller house. It's moving forward without me. So it's not like I doomed them. They found a way. But the silence between us is still there. He didn't call to tell me about the new plan. I found out from our mom, and I don't know what that silence means for us long term. So that's where it sits. They're moving forward, I'm moving forward. And the gap between my brother and me is something neither of us has named yet, which might be the most honest thing about this whole situation. I had every logical reason to say no. And I benefited directly from saying no. My credit stayed clean, my pre approval went through, my future plans are intact. Meanwhile, Derek and Priya are doing a longer, harder path to a smaller house because the person who could have made it easier decided her spreadsheet mattered more. Or I made a responsible adult decision about my own financial life, and I'm not obligated to risk it even for family. And Derek wouldn't actually want me to resent him if it went sideways. Both of those things feel true at the same time, and I don't know how to hold them. So honestly, am I the problem here? Honestly, though, what would you have done? Comment below.